this Tshisekedi man who stands there and abuses people and threatens and does that. And then in the end, this same international community comes to me and says, yeah, you see, you need to do this, you need. I say, what? And I tell them, don't you realize that by doing that, you are actually emboldening this person not to find a solution to their problems or whatever problems that are between us and them. You treat a country or a president or a government like a spoiled child. You look back and ask, check. There is no blame that ever goes to the very people who created this problem and who continue in the same problem. But when it comes to Rwanda, it's our problems we are blamed for, and it's their problems we are blamed for. So we are blamed for two kinds of problems. Our own, we may have our own problems that for sure we will own up and deal with that. But how do we deal with the blame for other people's problem? They should be owning up to and dealing with. How do we deal with that? Just by threats? You come threaten people, I will do this. Well, some of them did whatever they did. But I hesitate to tell them, I say, okay, you did that, so what did you get out of it? Whatever you did, what did you get out of it? The situation just go to us. And for me, from the beginning, it was obvious it was going to get worse because you are not addressing the root cause of the problem. Instead, you are just massaging the people who are actually behind these problems. So how does the world expect us to behave? Just listen to them and do whatever they ask us to do, even if it is leading to our own destruction? Let me tell you, it's really not for our existence, for our well-being, for if somebody intends to create these problems for us, we don't expect we don't expect to be asked to ask for favors from the ones who are causing these problems to us. We are not going to ask for a favor. Well, maybe someday when there are people who are like we have been decades and hundreds of years ago, maybe those people, because who knows, we can always, through such manipulations and so on, have people emerge who think that is the way we should live. Maybe, I don't know, but in some of us, his lifetime, in our lifetime, some of us will try and stand up to that. So this problem, by the way, if we were really in Congo for minerals, would be 100 times richer than we are now. But I think also why we, and you know, I saw recently people sort of celebrating, say, you see, we have always said Rwanda is in Congo and they have been denying, now they have, no, that is nonsense. I think people who are being told are not listening. And what they have been told for years, they have not been listening, because I've been asked thousands of times. You say, is Rwanda in Congo? There is something that says everything you need to know about defensive measures we took to deal with that threat coming from Eastern Congo or from Congo. Now, my answer, simple answer, which says everything, has always been, if you ask me whether we are in Congo, do you first ask yourself, why would Rwanda be in Congo? Then you would get the answer without asking me. If you ask yourself that this Rwanda, which is accused of being in Congo, why this accusation? First of all, it is not about minerals, that one is aside, for sure. It's not for any other thing, for sure. Except we have told you for the last 30 years about the threats coming from Congo to do with our security, and those threats have materialized several times. You just don't want to see it, you don't want to hear it. So, but what are they looking for? When they're asking you, are you in Congo? Are you in Congo? Either you say no, and the question of defensive measures we took are also seen as if they are not there. And if you say yes, that becomes the only problem in the world to deal with. Even legally, the lawyers who are here, I see the Minister of Justice. If you say yes, every other problem will disappear. They'll just take you on saying, yes, you are there. So every problem, in fact, you will have made it easier for them to load the problems of Congo on your shoulders now. That's it. So you saw one time a journalist asked me, say, are you in with the CNN? It was, I must have seen it. And when I said, I don't know, simply, that is really technically not an answer I should have given. But also technically, it is an answer that would not take me to court. So, how do you prosecute an ignorant man who doesn't know what you're even talking about? It becomes difficult. So, but this whole back and forth thing has trivialized the real issue. The real problem has been trivialized. But there are big issues to deal with. Congo must own up. They have responsibilities and must not transfer their responsibilities to Rwanda. We're not responsible for Congo. The history and whatever it is, that one, people can make their own judgment. But we cannot carry our own problems and carry Congo's problems. No. And for protecting our people, that one we shall. There's no question about it. But there is more unfairness to this world. Anyway, let me reserve some other comments for another time. And give space for other things. But I thought I needed to give you a bit of what is on people's minds, but this is also not what we are talking about. I don't think this is a problem that is not that can